Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the reference that I'm using, the inspiration behind it, and it's actually of a deity that is worshipped in India, and her name is Ma Kali, and she is the most fierce deity, and there's no one like her. Like the demons that the other gods couldn't kill themselves, Ma Kali killed them, so she is the most powerful. And this is the idol that I got to see when I visited Dakshineshwar in Kolkata. And unlike the other idols that you see all around the country, this is not an inanimate idol. Like the saint that used to worship her, that actually just forced her in a way to manifest herself in the temple itself. And the saint's name was Sri Ramakrishna ji, and he had such immense love for her. Like he always treated her like his own mother. But in his worship, there was madness. Like he longed to see her, he longed to realize this deity, and after a while, he just got fed up. Like he was almost irritated at the fact that Ma Kali and the deity herself is not giving me the darshan, is not manifesting herself in front of me. So I think there's a quote, you can find it online, that he actually saw the weapon that was used in the temple and he just decided that he's going to kill himself, as he just couldn't live another moment without Ma Kali. Like that was the amount of restlessness that the person had, because he just couldn't see her and that she wouldn't show herself to him. And he was so restless that he just decided to end his life, and that was when Ma Kali gave him the darshan that he was longing for. And in his own words, everything that was in his sight, the temple, everything just disappeared, and there was just a limitless, infinite consciousness, and that was the deity herself. That was the first time that he actually experienced the goddess that he was worshipping. And you know what the craziest part about that temple is? Is the fact that you can see this deity just 10 to 12 feet away from yourself. And the saint that I'm talking about, Swami Ramakrishna ji, he actually felt her breath on his hand. He placed a little bit of cotton under her nose and the deity breathed right into his hand. And you get to see this deity like face to face, 10 to 12 feet away from yourself. And even when I visited, I got shaky hands, but they were trembling a little bit, because she is, I don't even know how to describe the beauty that she has. It's not like she's just beautiful, it's her presence. Like you just know that you're not experiencing something that is normal. And even when I was on the plane, I was reading the book, and it actually, some of the facts were probably cross-checked by a member of the family of the person who actually helped create the temple, Rani Rashmani. And it said that the worshippers actually treat her like their own mother. I'm sorry, like their own mother, and they're demanding things like, you know how a child just constantly clings to her or his mother, and they're pulling on their clothes like, I want this candy or whatever. Like people do that with Ma Kali too. Like they just always treat her like their own mother, not even godmother, but like she's mother. And there is an idea that was shared by a really famous tantric here in India, and he said that if you're doing something and you're good at it, then there's a good chance that it's not exactly you in this lifetime that is doing it. It's almost as if it is preordained. It's almost as if you're meant to do those things. It's almost as if you're made to do it. I don't know, it could be like a perspective thing, but I often go into that mode and just switch that on, where I go from, okay, I just draw, to, okay, I asked for this and I'm going to do this. And that kind of changes it from, okay, yeah, like I draw, to it's an obligation to do this now, because someone has given me, someone that is outside my understanding has given me at least the opportunity to excel in it, if that makes any sense. And I think it's a problem with a lot of people. Like they just sort of wing it and toy around with the idea of being good at anything. And it's things like these which help me push myself even more. And it's not just like an idea that I'm sharing that is limited to my country. It's an idea which is like, you can almost believe that delusion, and you can believe a lie and it just goes overboard to the point where the lie actually becomes your truth. It could be that it's not exactly the truth, but it could be your version of the truth. And even in my journey, I've quit this a dozen times and something just keeps pulling me back. And if you just think about it like that, if you think of it as a moral obligation, and doesn't mean if you're drawing or you're singing, making music or whatever, just think yourself as someone who is preordained to do this, and just act as if it is your moral obligation to get this thing done. So yeah, I think this is it for the video, and yeah, I will be posting more sketches soon, and I will see you in the next one.
Start to develop faith on deities more than on human beings. Deities, if you come close to them, they will not disappoint you. Human beings, one day or the other, they'll disappoint you. That's taken for granted, because humans are weak, we are frail. Every human being is ignorant, somewhere or the other. Everybody is a pretender. A deity is somebody who doesn't give up, who doesn't leave your hand even after your death. If your friends will go, your wife, your children, your father, mother, everybody can go. But a deity doesn't go. That is the whole point of sadhana. You reach a point of contact with the deity, your love for the deity becomes so intense, and the deity's love for you becomes so intense that even if the world ditches you, he or she is not going to leave you. That is the true essence of the spiritual path.